Hello and welcome once again for the final time tonight. The Lyman Eagles and the Douglas Bearcats. It is the 3A Wyoming Girls State Basketball Championship. Here, the Lyman Eagles and the Douglas Bearcats are going to compete for a state title. McKinley Bradshaw, McKinley Bradshaw, Allison Fertig, and everyone else on the court will be competing for one goal, that same goal that they've worked for this entire season. Will it happen for the Lyman Eagles, or will the Douglas Bearcats be able to cement their legacy that they have built last year and this year, including 21 straight victories? I believe they're 27-1 right now, if my numbers are correct. Are the Douglas Bearcats a force to be reckoned with? The only team that Douglas has lost to here in 2018-19 was in December when they lost to the 4A girls basketball state champions, the Thunder Basin team that just won the girls basketball state title in the 4A. They're the only team to beat this 3A Douglas team. So if the Lyman Eagles win tonight, the first 3A loss for Douglas will come in the championship game. The Lyman Eagles have had to fight through some adversity after losing one of their star players, McKinley Bradshaw, in the second game of the season with another torn ACL and a partially broken femur that will sit her down for the rest of the year, has sat her down for the rest of the year. But Douglas has had their own adversity as Emily Curtis blew out her knee, and she is done for the year as well. So Emily Curtis, the third leading scorer on this Douglas Bearcat team, is out. And McKinley Bradshaw, who probably would be the second or third leading scorer for Lyman had she played the entire season, is out as well. So let's get ready to roll. We're about 8 to 10 minutes away from tip-off after the starting lineups are announced. There's 8 minutes on the clock. It should be a doozy here on this Saturday night. It is a full gym, and I mean a full gym. The band from Douglas is here. The Lyman supporters are here. There are plenty of fans from the last game and some for the next game as well. The Campbell County Campbells, yes, that is a tongue twister, in the boys' side for 4A against Kelly Walsh. Both teams kind of local, or more local than Lyman, I should say. So a lot of fans to that boys' game filing in, and there certainly is a need for basketball. And if you're going to ask a lot of these people, I'm sure if you polled about 70% of the arena right now, you would say, or you would get the results that would say that they would be cheering for the Lyman Eagles tonight, because everybody wants to see an upset unless you have a D on the front of your jersey or shirt and you're a fan from Douglas. The Lyman Eagles know that they are the preeminent underdog and will need everything they got to throw at Douglas, but how would you rather have it in a state championship game? We've had two games today. The Thunder Basin Lady Bolts won the 4A Girls State Basketball Tournament, and the Lander Valley Tigers on the 3A boys side defeated Powell. Lander Valley, a deserving champion out of the 3A classification. Once again, my name is Sean Bennett. Thank you for joining us, choosing to spend your Saturday evening listening to my voice. It has been a pleasure to call every single Lyman and Mountain View game possible throughout the season. I did volleyball, now basketball. It has been a delight to call. McKinley Bradshaw, Jason Hansen, everybody in the Lyman community, everybody in the Mountain View community has been so nice to me. And I just want to extend my gratitude to you to making my job even easier than it necessarily had to be. So thank you if you're listening, and I do appreciate it. If you appreciate me, the best thing that you could do would be to email us out of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, mylocalradio.com, out of Evanston, Wyoming. Email my bosses and say how good of a job I did, or not even how good of a job I did, but how thankful you are for the coverage, because that really means a lot. It really means a lot to my bosses, and at the end of the year, we do get bonuses based on that and the production off of that. So thank you once again. If you appreciate it, I don't need any praise. Just tell my bosses thank you so I can keep my job around here and know that the appreciation is not lost amongst you. Once again, I would like to thank each and every one of you listening, whether you're in Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, Oklahoma, New Jersey, wherever you may be. We truly, truly do appreciate you listening. We're about 5 minutes away, and it should be a good one on mylocalradio.com and KNYN Radio 99.1. I do have the stat sheet from last night between the Douglas Bearcats and the Buffalo Bison. That was the semifinal game for Douglas. And Douglas really just needed Allison Fertig last night, and Allison Fertig responded. Allison Fertig had 25 of Douglas' 62 points. 25, that is nearly half of the Douglas points last night for Allison Fertig. She played 30 minutes on the dot, and she had 22 rebounds. So 25 points, 22 rebounds. You're saying, okay, maybe you haven't seen Allison Fertig, and you're saying, well, how did this girl get 22 rebounds? Allison Fertig is a 6'5" sophomore. Yes, I did not stumble my words when I said that. Allison Fertig is a 6'5" sophomore for the Douglas Bearcats, and she will be every inch of that 6'5" tonight when playing the Lyman Eagles. The Lyman Eagles probably have a size advantage in every other position, but obviously they cannot compete with the 6'5" Allison Fertig. So it's really going to be the size of Allison Fertig against the athleticism of McKinley Bradshaw. And it's something that McKinley Bradshaw relishes at the challenge, at the opportunity to play in her second state title game of this year. She played in a volleyball state title on this same arena, in this same arena. And her team battled back in that volleyball state title in 5 sets to defeat Rollins. They've got a chance here to win a basketball state title, send McKinley off the right way, as well as these other seniors, including Cassidy Nelson, Spring Yagi, Olivia Smith. Some seniors that have put in a lot of work for this program and really deserve every bit of the praise that they get. Obviously, some youngsters on the team, including Bryce Hansen, the freshman. She'll be a shooter tonight, and she'll need to be on top of her game for the Lyman Eagles to hang around with Douglas. Douglas will not make this thing ugly. They will not slow it down. They will try to break the scoreboard tonight, as will the Lyman Eagles. I was talking to the Douglas broadcaster before the game, and him and I came to the conclusion, if both teams are on top of their game tonight, the scoreboard could touch the 70s for both teams. That is how much of an offensive showing we could see today, with both teams really just looking to impress. So I'll say it right now on mylocalradio.com and KMYN Radio 99.1. I will make my prediction that I've said it all day, I've said it all weekend. I thought Douglas was going to win the state title. There's an energy, there's a feeling in this arena right now around this Lyman Eagles team. You can call me the waffle maker. I'm going to waffle. I'm going to switch my pick right now, live on KMYN Radio and mylocalradio.com. My final score prediction, the Lyman Eagles 71, the Douglas Bearcats 64. Put it in the books. Put me on Old Takes Exposed if they lose, but I don't care. I think the Lyman Eagles are going to win this state title tonight, and you'll be along with me to figure out just if they do. There is a healthy showing of Lyman supporters in the gym here. Love to see the support from the Bridger Valley here in Casper, Wyoming. And they'll need all the support they can get as their team looks to win a state title for the first time since 2015. Lyman is in their home whites tonight. They'll be the home on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, the Douglas Bearcats are in their all-blue uniforms with some red, white, and blue stripes down the side of their uniforms and at the bottom of the shorts. So we'll have to see what kind of game we're going to get ourselves into, and we'll know pretty quickly. I joked around with Jason Hansen. I said, we'll know about 5 minutes into this game what kind of game you're going to get, because the Lyman Eagles and the Douglas Bearcats are going to be in a dogfight. And you'll know about 5-10 minutes in if the Lyman Eagles really have a chance tonight. Not saying that 5-10 minute stretch to start the game is going to be the most important, But obviously, if Douglas is up by 20 points after the first quarter, you're feeling kind of down about yourself. Meanwhile, if you're up in the first quarter, Lyman has to be feeling, okay, we can play with them and we can beat this team. So we'll have to see what kind of game we get, and we'll know right away in the first quarter. Just giving out some awards before the starting lineups are read from both teams. Like I said, it just feels different here in Casper as they've opened up the top sections for fans to sit in. That is how crowded we are here in the Casper Event Center for the first time today. They have opened up the top sections so people can fill up all the way to the ceiling. The 3A Girls Basketball State Championships, brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com and KMYN Radio 99.1. It should be a good one, and hopefully we get a good game. Or if we don't, hopefully it's a Lyman blowout. Obviously, I'm a little bit of a biased person, a little bit of a homer in saying that, but I assume if you're listening out of the Bridger Valley, you're rooting for Lyman, so forgive me. Starting lineups being read for the Douglas Bearcats. Number 4. All right, actually, they're doing the bench first, I believe. So they're going to announce all the bench, and then they're going to announce the starters. So an interesting little lineups being read here. And now I believe we have the starting lineups. I was going to say, I didn't think that player was starting that they announced. So they'll announce the Lyman bench players as well. Bryce Hansen, Charles C. Rose, Hope Sinnott. Once again, these are the bench players for the Lyman Eagles. Raven Heaton, Hadley Gross, Madison Harris, and those are your bench players tonight for the Lyman Eagles, and the starting lineups ready to be announced. I think they'll go one by one if my memory is correct from the previous game. And the first is Camden Townsend, number 2 for the Douglas Bearcats. Number 4, Mandy Ayer for the Lyman Eagles. For the Bearcats, senior 5'2" point guard Hayden Rhodes. And for the Lyman Eagles, number 10, Spring Yagi. 5'8", senior Spring Yagi. Sophomore, 5'6", shooting guard, number 30, Jocelyn Igo. And for the Lyman Eagles, number 12, the senior, 6 foot, even Cassidy Nelson. For the Douglas Bearcats, number 33, Riley Seeds, the 5'7" junior. And for your Lyman Eagles, number 14, senior, 5'10", shooting guard / small forward, McKinley Bradshaw. And then finally, but certainly not least, Allison Fertig, 6'5", sophomore, Allison Fertig. And the last to be announced for the Lyman Eagles, the spark plug, number 15, Olivia Smith, 5'10", senior Olivia Smith, coming out to a rounding applause. Just about ready to get tipped and underway. It is the state championship game here between the Lyman Eagles and the Douglas Bearcats, live on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN Radio 99.1. Buckle your seatbelts if you're driving. This one should be a wild ride, folks. Fertig wins the tip, and Douglas has it going right to left. Douglas gets it over to Furtick at the top of the key. Now over to Townsend. Townsend working towards the right, trying to throw it right inside to Furtick. Furtick lays it up. Furtick lays it in immediately. It's 2-0. Douglas leads, and Furtick scores the first two for Douglas. Lyman looking to run the other way. Spring Yagi throws a cross-court pass to McKinley Bradshaw. Bradshaw in the right corner, steps back for three, and the rebound is long after the shot is missed. Into the corner it goes, and that's will be a Douglas ball. 2-0, Douglas leads. Lyman going to pressure in the backcourt. 7.5 to play in quarter number one. Olivia Smith, Mandier in the backcourt, doubling right in the corner. Takeaway. Spring Yagi throws it up to McKinley Bradshaw. McKinley Bradshaw gets a layup, and it's 2-all. Ball quickly inbounded. Townsend looking to beat the press down the court. She misses. McKinley Bradshaw with the rebound. Bradshaw looking to take it 1-on-2. Bradshaw goes around the defense, lays it up, lays it in. McKinley Bradshaw, and it's 4-2. McKinley Bradshaw, 4 points early on here in Casper. She's going to need about 30 to 40 tonight for the Lyman Eagles to have a chance. Inbounding, the Lyman Eagle fans wanted a 5-second count. They're not going to get it. Bradshaw with the steal on the baseline, but she falls out of bounds. Bradshaw nearly had the takeaway, and then she just fell out of bounds on the far sideline. Inbounding in the backcourt. Douglas not going to be pressured on this one, so they'll walk it across. It's Riley Seeds with it. Seeds with it now, gives it off to her teammate Igo. Igo over to Townsend at the top of the key. 6:48 to go. Lyman up 4-2 in this state championship game. Igo driving into the free throw line, throws it off the hands of Furtick on the low block, out of bounds, and it's a turnover. The Lyman Eagles leading 4-2. They have a chance to go up 2 possessions. Douglas going to pressure in the backcourt for the first time here as Bradshaw catches it in the corner. Bradshaw baseball passes it up to Olivia Smith. Olivia Smith throws it ahead to Spring Yagi. Yagi to Nelson. Nelson misses the layup down low. Cassidy Nelson botched the layup, and here comes Douglas looking to run. Townsend, transition 3, no good. Furtick wasn't even down the court. She couldn't get the rebound. She wasn't in position. And a jump ball as Mandier got tied up. Ayer probably has to get rid of that ball before she got tied up there, but maybe the inexperience of Mandier coming to fruition there, not giving the ball to Bradshaw right away. And now Bradshaw has it in the backcourt after the possession arrow gives it to Lyman. Bradshaw, one-handed pass to Ayer in the front court. Ayer goes to the corner to Olivia Smith. Left corner, 6:10 on the clock. Lyman up 4-2. Cassidy Nelson at the free throw line, back to the basket. Nelson puts the ball over her head, gets it over to Spring Yagi. Yagi reverses it to the left side to Mandier. 6 minutes on the clock here, quarter number one. Lyman up 4-2. Ayer over to Nelson. Nelson at the three-point line, being attacked by Townsend, gets it off. Bradshaw near midcourt, going to slow some things down. Lyman Eagles have the lead. They're content to hold the ball. They want to give Bradshaw as much rest on the court as possible. They don't want to run her for 32 minutes. She'll be dead by the end of it. Bradshaw dribbling it on her side and steps into a long three. Bradshaw right on line and just hit the back rim. Man, that was right in front of me, right on line from the right wing, and that just hit the back rim. Just about an inch too long there for Bradshaw as it missed. In the backcourt, inbounded off the foot of the Douglas player, out of bounds. Hayden Rhodes saw the ball go right off her foot. It was a bad pass from Townsend, who threw it right off the shoelaces of Rhodes, who kicked it out. 5:28, Lyman inbounding underneath the Douglas basket. 4-2, Lyman leads. A great start for the Lyman Eagles. If you're a Lyman Eagles fan, you have to be saying that. Nelson gets it on the low block on the inbound. Back to Mandier up top on the left wing. Ayer gives it to Nelson now in the corner. Nelson throws a cross-court pass. It's intercepted. Bad pass by Cassie Nelson. And here goes Igo the other way. Igo stops, gives it off to Hayden Rhodes. Hayden Rhodes, long two, no good. Rebound at the free throw line for Douglas. And that's Camden Townsend with a long two. So it's 4-4 here in Casper in the state championships. Bradshaw bringing the ball across. Bradshaw driving in. Bradshaw goes up, and she is fouled. Bradshaw going to the free throw line for 2 shots. Or are they going to say that was on the floor? They're going to say that one was on the floor, so it's not a shooting foul. The foul against number 30, Jocelyn Igo. Tap pass off the inbound, goes right back to the inbounder, Olivia Smith, who gets the friendly roll off the rim and scores. 6-4, Lyman in front. Douglas being pressured in the backcourt, able to break it. McKinley Bradshaw trailing the play, trying to steal it away. And they're going to say she got a lot of arm there, so a foul is called against Bradshaw as she tried to steal it. They lined up to take it inbound, and I think they're going to say that was a shooting foul. Jason Hansen is irate on the sideline. I don't blame him. It looked like it was going to be a pass from number 5, Hayden Rhodes, but the officials deemed it was a shot. 4:41 on the clock. I don't agree with that call at all. Hayden Rhodes' first free throw is up and good, so Douglas getting the benefit of the whistle early on that call. One foul against each team. Mandy Air checking out for the Lyman Eagles. Cassidy Nelson out, Peden in, and Bryce Hansen in. Bryce Hansen inbounds in the backcourt to Bradshaw. Bradshaw breaks through a double team. Here she comes into the front court, being ridden the entire way. Bradshaw in the lane, a lot of contact, no call. Where was the call there? No call to be seen. Douglas with the rebound. Douglas bringing it into the front court. Bradshaw defending. At the top, it's Igo. Igo into the corner. Rhodes driving in. Rhodes throws it down low to Fertig. Fertig using every inch of that size advantage that she's got. And it's 8-5, and Jason Hansen calls a timeout on My Local Radio and KMYN Radio 99.1.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Eight to 6 the score. Douglas in front. 4:16 on the clock here in quarter number 1. Bryce Hansen with it in the backcourt. Hansen over to Peden. Peden gives it back to Hansen in the backcourt. McKinley Bradshaw is being fronted all the way up the court. On defense of Bradshaw is Allison Olsen for the Douglas Bearcats. She is not leaving her side. She is attached to the hip of Bradshaw. Bradshaw sticks her hand out saying, give me the ball anyway, but Peden doesn't give it to her. Peden picks up her dribble, not a smart decision, as Douglas doubles her immediately. She is able to get it off to Olivia Smith. Olivia Smith picks up her dribble and gets back to Peden in the right wing with 3:45 on the clock. They're really trying to get the ball to Bradshaw. Bradshaw being expertly defended by Allison Olsen. Bradshaw finally gets it in the right corner. Bradshaw trying to get around Olsen, goes through a lot of contact. Again, no call. Olivia Smith goes to the ground and travels as she was falling down when she caught the ball. Bradshaw probably created the contact there, but it doesn't mean there wasn't contact. As she drove in, Allison Olsen was out of position, and that should have been a foul. Igo throws it away on the sideline on the inbound as she looked to get it back to Allison Olsen, and Allison Olsen was led a little bit too far as she went out of bounds. Olivia Smith checking out. Mandy Air back in. Bradshaw now being doubled on the inbound. Not trying to let her get any room to get open to get the ball. Inbounding at midcourt is Bryce Hansen. She throws it into Mandy Air, who drops it back into the hands of Hansen. Hansen near midcourt being defended by Townsend. Hansen cutting in. Gives it to Peden in the left corner. Peden puts the ball over her head and gives back to Hansen up top. Hansen being defended by Townsend. 3:15 on the clock here. Quarter number 1. In the 3A Girls Basketball State Championship. Bradshaw with the ball near midcourt after she fights to get open. Bradshaw being doubled every chance they get. Bradshaw gives it to the corner to Spring Yagi. Yagi still has her dribble, and she does put it on the floor. Gets back up top to Bryce Hansen trying to cut through the middle of the defense, and she throws it over the head of Mandy Air. Probably not the best decision there from Bryce Hansen. Good idea, but it's more of a lob pass when Mandy Air was expecting a bounce pass, perhaps, and it's a turnover. Igo driving through the defense, breaks the press. Townsend for 3 on the outside, and Townsend's got it. The Lyman Eagles did not do a very good job there. Bryce Hansen reached when she did not need to or could not have, and that took her out of the play, letting Igo dribble it down the court and give it to an open three-point shooter. Foul as the Lyman Eagles bring it into the front court. See what number they called on that foul. It is number 13, And that is Allison Olsen with the foul. Olsen defending Bradshaw. When you're face guarding someone, you can get called for that away from the ball foul if you're a little bit too handsy. That's what happened. Bryce Hansen dribbling the ball, being defended by Townsend. Picks up her dribble, has to go somewhere with it, does Hansen. Hansen goes to Bradshaw on the left wing. Bradshaw crosses over Olsen, uses the offhand to get Olsen off of her. Bradshaw dribbling, turning, spinning. Bradshaw is fouled as she cuts into the lane. Allison Olsen might have just picked up her second foul. And that is Allison Olsen's second foul. So Allison Olsen picks up 2 fouls in the span of 10 seconds. And let's see if she checks out. She does. So that forces number 33, Riley Seeds, into the game. And now she has the task of doubling McKinley Bradshaw. Inbound goes up top to Mandier. Into the corner goes Bryce Hansen for 3. No good. Spring Yagi with the rebound, fighting down low. Yagi dribbles to the right corner. Probably had an open shot if she took it, but instead she gets it out to Bradshaw. Bradshaw on the left wing to Mandier. Mandier over to Hansen. Hansen open again for 3. Long, no good. The rebound for Seeds and Douglas. It's 11-6. Douglas leads. 1:55 on the clock. In the corner it goes. Townsend for another 3, and it rims in. The Lyman Eagles are just leaving Camden Townsend wide open, and she is making them pay early on. Jason Hansen's got to come up with a plan on how to stop Townsend. I don't know if that's Bryce Hansen or Mandier. I don't know which one has the responsibility in the half court, but somebody is not doing their job. Bradshaw being doubled in the half court, goes up, a lot of contact, but she makes the shot anyway. No foul called, and it's 14-8. McKinley Bradshaw doing it all for the Lyman Eagles, just as we thought she would. 1:15 on the clock. Cassidy Nelson in. Bradshaw sucking air, and she does check out. You can tell she's exhausted already. Just looking at the stats, McKinley Bradshaw 3 of 7 early on here. Fertig is 2 of 3. Townsend 3 of 4, including 2 of 3 from downtown. Townsend with 8 of Douglas's 14 points. On the outside, Seeds. Into the right corner it goes to Hayden Rhodes. Hayden Rhodes back to Townsend up top. Townsend gives it to Igo, who drives the baseline. Igo misses. Long rebound goes into the hands. I didn't see the number there. I believe that's Hayden Rhodes. Hayden Rhodes, one of the smallest, or no, that's Camden Townsend. Camden Townsend, 5'5", somehow got a rebound over 6' Cassidy Nelson and Spring Yagi. Lyman Eagles have to do a good job of boxing out, especially when they're not allowing the rebounds to go to Allison Fertig. You stop the 6'5" girl from getting a rebound, but the 5'5" girl is the one that beats you. That's a head scratcher at times for the Lyman Eagles. First free throw up and good. Second free throw long miss, and Bryce Hansen tracks it down right in front of her father in the bench. 15-8. Lyman Eagles without Bradshaw on the court for the final 45 seconds of this quarter. Hansen steps into a 3, has it blocked from behind right into the hands of Igo. Igo looking to run. It's a 4-on-1 run out. Mandier, and the ball goes out of bounds. Douglas had a 4-on-1 break. They tried to spread it out, and they threw an outlet pass that went too far, out of bounds. So the Lyman Eagles escape there. It's 15-8. The Lyman Eagles desperately hanging on in this contest after they had a 6-4 lead. Seems like it's falling apart. Mandier in the backcourt with it. Air picks up her dribble, throws it ahead to Cassidy Nelson. Nelson looks uncomfortable with the ball, gives it back to Air in the half court. Air over to Hansen. Hansen, open 3 from the left side. She's got it. Bryce Hansen's got to heat up and quickly if she wants to keep her team into it. 15-11. Lyman doubling in the backcourt and a foul 80 feet away from the basket on Spring Yagi. Or is it Olivia Smith? It is Olivia Smith. Olivia Smith and Spring Yagi both had their hands reaching in for a steal. 9.2 on the clock here, quarter number 1. Douglas inbounding on the far baseline. Douglas looking to advance it ahead. It is Rhodes. Rhodes throws it ahead to Townsend. Townsend leaves it for Seeds, but the ball goes out of bounds with 0.7 on the clock. Douglas very loose with the ball early on here. That is Douglas' 7th turnover in the first quarter. Mandier on the sideline. Air launches it ahead, trying to get it to Spring Yagi, but the ball was intercepted, and that will end quarter number 1. 11 points to the Lyman Eagles. They only allowed 15 from Douglas. They're hanging in there. Bradshaw's going to check in to start the second quarter live on KMYN Radio 99.1.
Dr. Dog, the other day I was at the dog park and ran into Keegan, the Irish setter from up the road. When we smelled hello, I was surprised because he smelled like delicious roasted duck. When I asked if he'd been hunting, he said nein, he had been to see you.
Yes, Mr. Hans German Shepherd, I'm recommending Canine Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com for all my canine patients. The powder mixes with your dog food to create a delicious duck-flavored gravy. Order your Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com today.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
15-11, start of the second quarter. Douglas has the ball to start, going right to left, wearing those blue uniforms. The Lyman Eagles in the home whites, and immediately a turnover forced as Cassidy Nelson pokes it away from Fertig. Ahead, Spring Yagi gets a rebound after Olivia Smith got blocked on the low post. Spring Yagi traveled with it in the corner. She dribbled right into the corner. I don't really know why, with her back to the basket. On the other side of the low block, Cassidy Nelson was waving her hands frantically, saying, "I'm wide open, give me the ball." Spring Yagi turned her back to the basket, could not have seen anything after that point, and then she traveled in the corner with it. Igo bringing the ball across toward Douglas now. 7.5 to play here, quarter number 2. On the outside, Townsend again for 3. The Lyman Eagles are leaving her wide open. There is not a defender within 15 feet of her at that point. She is 3 of 4. Camden Townsend from downtown alone. She's got 12 points. Bryce Hansen testing the range. NBA range 3, no good. Bradshaw on the right side goes up with it. A lot of contact, no good. Cassidy Nelson with the rebound. Cassidy Nelson with the putback over 6'5" Allison Fertig. And it's 18-13. Douglas being pressured in the backcourt. Spring Yagi defending. Camden Townsend open again. And Townsend misses this time, but she was open again. The Lyman Eagles just not figuring out where Townsend is on the court. Ball tipped out of bounds there as Fertig tried to lean around and get it to, I believe it was Seeds on the other side of the low block, but she couldn't get it there. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's Douglas basketball underneath the basket. Igo goes to the corner to Hayden Rhodes. Rhodes drops it back to Igo. Igo trying to cut in the lane, gives it at the free throw line to Seeds, and Seeds had someone on top of her back. That was Spring Yagi, after Yagi left her feet thinking that Seeds was going to shoot the ball. She did not, so there's no need to jump there. Spring Yagi checks out after picking up her first foul. Inbounds goes right to Riley Seeds, who scores on the low block right by the head of McKinley Bradshaw, who was not quick enough to react. It's 20-13. Hansen bringing it into the front court, goes into the right corner. Hansen over to Olivia Smith, excuse me. Olivia Smith has to do something with it. There's a 5 count on, and she eventually puts the ball on the floor on a dribble. Bradshaw at the top of the key near midcourt. Back to Olivia Smith. Every time Bradshaw touches it now, they're doubling her. As well as I said in the first quarter, she's being face guarded even when she doesn't have the ball. Bradshaw. Step back 3. Bradshaw. Step back 3 is up. She fell down. She got knocked down. No foul call. And the shot is missed. Here comes Douglas the other way, but Bradshaw takes it away out of Townsend's hand. Bradshaw going up. A lot of contact. She lays it in. And good. Still no call for Bradshaw. There's a lot of contact on all these Bradshaw shots. 20-15. Bradshaw defending. Igo on the sideline. Igo gets it over to Rhodes. Rhodes to Townsend, open for 3. This time Olivia Smith jumps at her to prevent the 3 from going up. But on the right side, Igo attempts a 3, and it's no good. Seeds had the rebound in front of Cassidy Nelson, but she dropped it out of bounds. 20-15 here, second quarter. There is 5:30 on the clock here in the second quarter. Mandy Air over to Bradshaw in the backcourt. Bradshaw back to Air. Air takes it across the timeline. Air goes all the way to the three-point line on the left side. Tries to get it to Olivia Smith, but it's taken away by Rhodes. Rhodes nearly had her pocket picked by McKinley Bradshaw, but instead Rhodes gets by her, gets all the way into the paint, and scores. Mandy Air just has to do a better job of not telegraphing her passes, meaning she looked at Olivia Smith for about 5 seconds and then threw the ball. Obviously, the defense is going to keen eye on where you're looking before you pass it. Bradshaw, NBA range three. She's knocked down again, and no foul called. Bradshaw glances over at the ref and says, "What are you doing?" 4:48 on the clock. Douglas rebound into the front court. Driving baseline, putting the shot up, no good, and a foul is called on the baseline. Wow. Hayden Rhodes goes to the ground and she gets contact. McKinley Bradshaw is making her living, leaving an imprint on the hardwood, and she's not getting a single call. Hayden Rhodes' first free throw rims around and rims in. I'm not trying to sound like a homer to the extent of where I'm criticizing the officials because it's not going Lyman's way, but I'm saying McKinley Bradshaw, there's a lot of contact. Bradshaw's smart enough to know if the defender is too close and I go up for a shot and she's in my space, that should be a foul. That's what happened on that last three. She nearly made it, but there's no foul called either way. Hayden Rhodes, free throw is up and good, so Rhodes goes 2 of 2 from the line, and it's 24-15. Bryce Hansen inbounding in the backcourt, and Jason Hansen calls a timeout. We'll take this timeout too on MyLocalRadio.com and KMYN Radio 99.1.
Sometimes when you're shopping for a vehicle, you're not sure what you want, so you drop by and look at all the options. Other times you know exactly what you want. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, you can call us or schedule a test drive online. We'll have it ready when you get here. We're here to help you get exactly what you want on your schedule. So whether you want to browse or pre-schedule a test drive, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet is here for you. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
(24-15) here in quarter number 2. The Douglas Bearcats up by 9. Lyman Eagles trying to get back in this thing. Down by 9 with 4:40 to go before halftime. Hansen gets the inbound in the backcourt, throws it back to Olivia Smith, the inbounder. Smith goes up the right sideline to Spring Yagu, throws it down to low block. Cassie Nelson misses the layup. Peden with the rebound. Peden blocked by 6'5" Allison Fertig, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Lyman. McKinley Bradshaw not on the court for the Lyman Eagles, trying to get a moment of rest, and nearly worked out if not for a missed layup from Cassidy Nelson. Once again, being pressured in the backcourt is Douglas. They break it rather easily, leaving who else but Camden Townsend open for 3. She passes up on it and gets Allison Fertig on the low block. The Lyman Eagles are pressing. They're putting 4 players in the backcourt, even when there are not 4 Douglas Bearcats in the backcourt, meaning that there are 3 players open in the front court if they break the press, and it's kind of choose your shot. Townsend with the steal. Townsend coming the other way. Townsend goes up, and she is fouled. Lyman Eagles desperately need McKinley Bradshaw in this game. I hesitate to say you should play her for all 32 minutes because I do feel bad, but at this point, if you're Jason Hansen, you have to risk losing this game or playing McKinley Bradshaw for 32 minutes, and I would say play McKinley Bradshaw for 32 minutes because every time she's out there, Lyman has no offense, and their defense is severely lacking. Lane violation before the first free throw, so not even a shot attempt there for Townsend, and the second free throw is up and good, so only 1 attempt there for Douglas, and that is good. So it's 27-15. Bradshaw back into the game. Gives it over to Air in the backcourt. Air racing it up. Air going all the way. Challenged by Fertig, but Air lays it in over the hand of Fertig and gets it to go. 27-17. Lyman pressuring in the backcourt. Easily broken by Rhodes. Once again, it's a 3-on-1 in the front court. Seeds goes to the left side to Townsend. Townsend falling off balance. Igo up top to Rhodes. Back in the corner goes to Townsend. Open for 3. Townsend is fouled by Nicole Peden. Nicole Peden, like a football linebacker, pushed Townsend into the press row there. And I think it came so late after the shot. They're not going to give her a 3-point free throw here. They're going to say it came after the shot. That's how late Nicole Peden was, that she was already on the ground, and then Peden pushed her in to the scorer's table. But it is the 7th team foul against Lyman, so it's a 1-1 for Townsend. Front end of the 1-1 is up, and that is no good. Off to the left. Peden with the rebound in the corner. Gets it ahead to Smith. Smith, and it's out of bounds on the sideline. Nicole Peden just having a rough day, or at least a rough 1 minute after the foul on Townsend, and then she makes it doubly worse by throwing it out of bounds, trying to get it up to Olivia Smith. Douglas in the front court, 3:20 on the clock. Seeds driving in, is fouled, and Seeds gets the basket to go. 29-17. The Lyman Eagles desperately trying to hold on here. Bradshaw with the foul. That is Bradshaw's second personal foul of the game. Jason Hansen pointing in. I think he's almost saying that was not on Bradshaw, that was on somebody else. Official doesn't agree with him. At the line is Riley Seeds. Riley Seeds' free throw is off to the right. Bradshaw with the rebound. I doubt she gives it up. Bradshaw going coast to coast. And Riley Seeds, or Jocelyn Igo, just pushed a Lyman player. Forearm pushed her right into McKinley Bradshaw. And then she had the audacity to hold her hands up like, what did I do? Bradshaw took almost a head-to-head contact with Spring Yagi after Yagi was pushed right into Bradshaw, who's driving in. Foul against Igo is her second. Bradshaw on the inbound, and she is tied up. And the possession arrow will stay with Lyman. Bradshaw spun right into a double team after getting the inbounds pass. But Lyman still has it. 29-17, second quarter, 3:13 on the clock. Spring Yagi, Nicole Peden, Mandy Air, Olivia Smith, and Bradshaw. Bradshaw gets the inbound on the low block. Bradshaw goes up, is fouled finally by Allison Fertig, possibly. There's another defender in there. Let's see who they got the foul call on. And I believe it is on Allison Fertig. That is Fertig's first foul. I will say, Fertig does a nice job on defense for her size. Sometimes those bigger players will kind of extend their arms horizontal instead of vertical. Fertig usually has her arms vertical, and she doesn't reach very often, so that is something to look forward to if you're a potential college coach or scout. She's only a sophomore, is Fertig. At the line, Bradshaw makes them both. So it's still a 10-point game. A lot of work to do for Lyman. Down by 10, 3:08 to play. In the backcourt, the ball is loose. Taken away by Bradshaw on the sideline. Bradshaw turns up, gives it off to Smith. Smith is fouled and can't get the shot to go, but Smith will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Bryce Hansen, 1 of 5 shooting tonight. Cassidy Nelson, 1 of 3. Olivia Smith, 1 of 2. Mandy Air, 1 of 1. Cassidy Nelson, 1 of 3. There's some of the other players that have taken these shots for Lyman. McKinley Bradshaw, 4 of 11, including 0 of 4 from downtown. First free throw up and good for Olivia Smith. Gets Lyman to 20 points on the night. Olivia Smith, we're going to get her 4th point with a free throw here. Free throw up. And off to the left. Bradshaw goes after it and cannot get it. Seeds with the rebound. Over to Rhodes. Rhodes looking to get by Bradshaw in the front court. She does and gets it across. Rhodes over to Igo. Igo open 3 on the left wing. Nothing but nylon. The Lyman Eagles are playing a 2-3 zone. And against a shooting team, I dare to say you probably can't play that way in the half court. I know that they have a 6'5" player in the post, but you're leaving shooters. Townsend, Igo, open for 3. In the front court, Lyman with it, and a charge is called against Olivia Smith. Olivia Smith picked up her dribble at midcourt. I don't know why she necessarily did that, but she put herself in the coffin corner, and then she tried to pivot around it and lowered her shoulder into the defender. Olivia Smith's 3rd personal foul. Not trying to demean anybody or say that the officials are not doing the best of their abilities, but has been a little bit suspicious tonight. Some of the calls going the way of Douglas instead of maybe McKinley Bradshaw, when she's clearly contacted. Shot missed from Douglas. Bradshaw into the front court. How is that not a foul? Bradshaw got knocked off of her place during a shot, and there is not a foul call. That is I'm just trying to call it like I see it, folks. I know this is radio and you can't see it, but that was clearly a foul, and Bradshaw's not getting any calls tonight. Lyman playing 6-on-5 when Douglas has the officials. Bradshaw, I get she's more athletic, but you got to give her the call like every other player. She does some insane things, does Bradshaw, but you can't discredit her for being more athletic and making a move that says, wow, I don't know how she got into position like that. Just because she's 30 feet away from the basket, Bradshaw, doesn't mean she can't make it. If she shoots it and she's fouled, it's still a foul. Nelson with the ball in the half court, in the left corner. Bradshaw over on the right side to Spring Yagi. 1:19 on the clock here before halftime. 12-point game, Douglas leading. Olivia Smith with the ball on the right wing, looking over at Bradshaw, saying, come get it. Bradshaw does with 1:09 on the clock. Bradshaw at the top of the key. Hesitating. Trying to go around Seeds. Step back three for Bradshaw. Back rimmed it. Rebound fought for him. Won by the 6'5" Allison Fertig. Fertig launches it up the court. Saved by Rhodes into press row. And that's over to Seeds. Seeds goes up. A lot of contact. No foul. And Fertig comes in from behind. Gets the rebound and lays it in. Bradshaw 10 of Lyman's 20 points. Lyman fans shouting out, take him to him, McKinley. Bradshaw driving down. She's finally fouled. Feels like it's been 20 times that McKinley Bradshaw's done that tonight, where she's driven in, she's knocked off balance. This time, she gets a foul call. McKinley Bradshaw, 2 free throws in the first half. That is a crooked stat if I've ever seen one. McKinley Bradshaw, the athleticism, the aggressiveness, you always expect her to get at least 6 free throws in a half if the officiating is on par. And she plays the entirety of the first half as she has today. Bradshaw's first free throw is up and good for Lyman, so it's 34-21. Second free throw with 32.5 on the clock. Bradshaw up and good. It's 34-22. Inbounding in the backcourt. Rhodes gets it over to her teammate. Inbound to Brittany Porter. Porter in the backcourt over to Rhodes. Rhodes gets it across to Seeds. In the corner for Townsend. Open three. And she back rimmed it, no good. A foul called. Is it against Douglas? It is. Had to see who they're pointing at. Spring Aggie was right next to Townsend. I couldn't tell who they were pointing at. Pointed at Townsend, and we'll walk this thing down to the other side of the court. The 8th foul against Douglas means free throws for Spring Aggie. Spring Aggie at the line. 1-1. First free throw up and good. Nothing but nylon. Lyman Eagles can go into half down by 10. They hit this free throw and get one stop on defense with 22 seconds to go. Free throw is up and good. So it's 34-24. Inbounding in the backcourt, 22 seconds to go. Rhodes throws it in to Townsend. Townsend gets back to Rose. Rose looking to run down the court. She drops it out of bounds, and it's a turnover back to the Lyman Eagles. 34-24, 18 seconds to go. I would be hard-pressed to think Lyman doesn't want to hold this to the last shot, potentially going to halftime down by single digits. Who else but McKinley Bradshaw will take it across. Final 12 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Bradshaw going over to Hansen. Hansen attempts a long three with 12 on the clock. Fertig with it, catches the inbound. She throws it right to Bradshaw. Bradshaw with 5 on the clock. Attempts a shot, no good. Fertig over to Curtis. Over to Fertig. Fertig threw it into Igo, and that is the end. There was some Douglas student section in the corner. They shouted 3-1 at Bryce Hansen. There's 13 seconds on the clock, and Bryce Hansen shot the ball. So that is an interesting decision, to say the least. But irregardless, we'll go into halftime, 34-24. Douglas up by 10. Join us after this for the MyLocalRadio.com halftime show, brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com on KMYN Radio 99.1.
Dr. Dog, the other day I was at the dog park and ran into Keegan, the Irish setter from up the road. When we smelled hello, I was surprised because he smelled like delicious roasted duck. When I asked if he'd been hunting, he said nein, he had been to see you.
Yes, Mr. Hans German Shepherd, I'm recommending Canine Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com for all my canine patients. The powder mixes with your dog food to create a delicious duck-flavored gravy. Order your Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com today.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Some folks say that life can be measured in seasons. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, we have vehicles for every season. From new to experienced drivers, we understand that safety, affordability, and great mileage are always on the must-have list. So whether you're just starting out or it's time to expand your fleet, we've got every season covered. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Stop in today, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Back to the state title game for the Wyoming 3A girls, where at halftime it is the Lyman Eagles and the Douglas Bearcats in a 10-point contest. Douglas leading by 10, which I know you're going to maybe question me when I say this, but you almost feel like it's a win for the Lyman Eagles. It's not single digits. It's still a 10-point game. It's still a double-digit game at halftime. But the Lyman Eagles are not getting blown out at halftime. They have to feel like they can hang with this team. And McKinley Bradshaw, you would think, common knowledge on seeing Bradshaw play, will play better in the second half than she did in the first half. The only reason I say that, not that Bradshaw did not have a good first half. Bradshaw shot 4 of 13 in that half, including 0 of 5 on threes. Bradshaw with 4 rebounds as well and only 1 turnover. The glaring number for the Lyman Eagles, 9 turnovers, a number they need to keep as low as possible. Olivia Smith turned the ball over 3 times. And the Lyman Eagles have 5 steals, a number they'll probably have to double in the second half if they want to win this one over Douglas, a team that takes care of the ball very well. And I'm no math major. I don't know if there's any mathematicians out there listening from the Bridger Valley or perhaps further out than that. But I'll just read you some stats here. The Lyman Eagles in the first half were 1 of 11 from 3. Meanwhile, the Douglas Lady Bearcats were 4 of 9, Were 4 of 9, the Douglas Bearcats on 3. The Lyman Eagles had 1 made 3. What is the lead again? It's at 10 points. How many more threes did Douglas make than the Lyman Eagles? 3. Leaves a lot to be unsaid there. Doesn't even need to be said. So the Lyman Eagles hopefully will try to come out in the second half and perhaps, hopefully if they want to win, stop Camden Townsend in the half court. Camden Townsend 3 of 7, including hitting her first 3 3-pointers. She kind of cooled off late in the half, but the Lyman Eagles in the half court kind of leaving her open, not by choice, just on a 2-3 zone. You have 2 players at the top of the zone, 3 on the bottom. That's to help with Furtig and the 6'5" size of Furtig. But obviously, when you have the ball on one side, the one player goes to guard the ball handler. The other player at the top of the key will guard the girl at the top of the key. Douglas is putting 3 players around the 3-point line, meaning either that back player, the bottom player, has to step up and guard Townsend on either side of the wing, whichever side of that wing that she's on, or she's going to be wide open, because by the time the ball gets swung to her and you rotate, it's too late. She's already got the ball off. 34-24. The score here as we look to start our third quarter of action. Those are really the stats that stuck out to me. Allison Furtig only got 8 points in the first half. I said only 8 because Furtig got 25 in yesterday's semifinal win over Buffalo. The player that's killing the Lyman Eagles was Camden Townsend, the point guard, number 2. It will be Douglas ball to start the second half right in front of me. Going left to right on your dial, the Lyman Eagles wearing the home whites with the blue stripe down the side of their uniform, going right to left. It's Bradshaw, Smith, Spring Yagi, Mandier, and Cassidy Nelson, your starting 5 to start the second half for the Lyman Eagles. Igo throws it immediately into Furtig, had the ball knocked out by Cassidy Nelson. Cassidy Nelson is fouled from behind, and Furtig picks up a foul as Olivia Smith runs over to pick up Furtig, help pick up Furtig. Lyman Eagles have the ball, inbounding on the far baseline. Bradshaw, the only player in the backcourt, being doubled here. Don't worry, she'll find a way to get open. And she does. She catches the inbound, throws it right back to the inbounder, Mandier. 7:45 on the clock here, third quarter. Lyman down by 10. Chance to make it a single-digit deficit right away. Bradshaw crossed over Riley Seeds there, left her in her dust for a second, but pulled it out towards midcourt. Cassie Nelson screen over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw steps into her first 3 of the second half, and that's long, no good. Rebound for Furtig. So an 0 for 6 start for Bradshaw from downtown. Going to start hitting those, you would assume, if the Lyman Eagles want to win. Fertig at the three-point line, drops it in the hands of Townsend. Townsend over to Rhodes. Rhodes driving in, kicks it back out up top to Townsend. Townsend back to Igo, now to Rhodes in the left corner. Rhodes will take it out towards midcourt, give it to Townsend. Spring Yagi coming out to defend. Igo trying to drop it down low to Fertig. Fertig waited for Cassie Nelson to jump right by her, and it's 2 points for Allison Fertig as she just basically drops it in the basket after that point. Mandy Air takes it into the front court for the Lyman Eagles, down by 12 now. Air pump fakes, gives it to Cassie Nelson on the low block. Nelson turns, gives it to Bradshaw. Bradshaw, pull-up jumper from about 10 feet away, no good, and the rebound for Douglas. Here comes Douglas the other way. Townsend crosses over, gets into the lane, and puts up a shot that hits the rim, no good, and a jump ball is called, possession to Lyman. Just seems like when Bradshaw's not shooting the ball, or doesn't have the ball in her hands, the Lyman offense is just kind of stagnant, just kind of waiting for Bradshaw to go do something or get the ball back. Bradshaw advances into the front court after breaking the double team. Gives it to the corner to Olivia Smith for three. No good. Rebound from Nelson. Nelson throws it back up top to Smith to the top of the key. Smith goes to Bradshaw on the right wing. Bradshaw at 6:15 on the clock here in quarter number 3. Bradshaw, a couple feet in front of her, between her and her defender, Riley Seeds. Seeds screened by Cassie Nelson. Bradshaw drives in and is blocked by Fertig. Fertig comes up huge and blocks McKinley Bradshaw. Rhodes with it now as she advances it into the front court. 5:58 on the clock. Corner three from Igo. Rims off, no good. Fertig, the only one to chase after in the corner. The Lyman Eagles really just not hustling after the ball. I think that was Spring Yagi and Mandy Air who just did not go after the ball. Fertig, 6'5", goes after it, and she was the only one to chase after it. And I believe it's a full timeout. We're going to take this timeout too on mylocalradio.com.
If you can't give your dentist a 5-star rating, then you want to consider making your next dental appointment with Dr. McKay Frankham. One patient said, "The best experience I've ever had at a dentist." Other customer comments include 5 stars plus. And not only is Dr. Frankham the best dentist I've ever been to, but I can actually afford to have dental work done by Dr. Frankham. Make your next dental visit a 5-star experience. Call for an appointment today at 307-789-8910.
36-24, Douglas leads. 10-point halftime lead has grown by 2. Lyman still has not scored here in the first 2 minutes of the second half. Inbound goes way up top to Townsend. Townsend being defended by Spring Yagi. Into the corner it goes to Rhodes. Rhodes for 3, no good. Rebound fought and won by Seeds. Seeds turns around, nearly throws it out of bounds. Lyman out of position as Townsend drives in and misses the shot in air ball. Bradshaw at the rebound, but Seeds ties her up, and possession arrow to Douglas. Lyman Eagles, risky play there to go try to attack Townsend about 40 feet away from the basket at midcourt, and they missed, leaving her wide open in the paint. Spring Yagi with the rebound after another Townsend miss, and is it a jump ball or a foul? I believe it's another jump ball here, so back-to-back jump balls, possession arrow now to Lyman. McKinley Bradshaw getting fouled on the sideline right in front of the Douglas bench. I don't know if the Douglas coach is mad at the official or mad at his player there. It looked like his player rode McKinley out of bounds, and the foul was called. Looks like he's mad at the official, but I don't know how you can be mad when she wound up on the scorer's table. Bradshaw dribbles it off of the defender, Townsend's foot. Townsend sticks her hands up in the air, says, "No, that was not off my foot." But Bradshaw goes ahead anyway, gives it down to Air, and Air misses the layup. And a jump ball as Olivia Smith goes up top to grab the rebound with Allison Fertig. Fertig had it. Smith tied it up. Possession error to Douglas, however, and Douglas will take it in the backcourt. Olivia Smith checks out. Bryce Hansen in. Lyman Eagles need some offense here. Baseball pass all the way down the court. Looked like a traveling there. Wow, that is I'm at a loss for words, folks. Townsend took 4 steps after catching the ball before shooting it, and they did not call it traveling. And another traveling, this one they did catch. So finally, maybe a makeup call, but still doesn't fix the first call that was missed. And Lyman will have it on the far baseline, 5:08 to go. Bradshaw, baseball pass of her own to Bryce Hansen in the corner. Hansen tried to throw it through the middle of the paint. Bryce Hansen was open. I think she kind of maybe was hesitant after a 1 of 6 start from outside for her. Just got to keep shooting if you're a shooter from outside. She tried to be a little bit too fancy, and she threw it right into the hands of Fertig, passing up the open 3. 4:45 on the clock. Lyman has not scored in the second half. Douglas has only scored 2, or this could be a lot worse than it is. And Bryce Hansen fouls about 35 feet away from the basket. Bryce Hansen picks up her 3rd. So Hansen being a little bit too aggressive there. 4:38 on the clock. Inbounding is Rhodes. In front of her bench, gets it to Fertig. Back to Rhodes at the top of the left key. 4:30 on the clock here in quarter number 3 of the 3A Girls Basketball State Championships for Wyoming. Driving in is Rhodes. Rhodes drops it down low to Seeds. Seeds waits for Cassie Nelson to go up and try to block her, and she scores. Cassie Nelson, you don't need to jump there if you're Cassie Nelson, especially when it's Riley Seeds. Maybe when it's Fertig, I can see how you go for a block. Just stay there if you're Cassie Nelson. You have the size advantage over Riley Seeds. Why try to jump and take yourself out of the play? Timeout, Jason Hansen, and we're going to take this timeout too on mylocalradio.com.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Back here in Casper Events Center in Casper, Wyoming. Score 38-24. Douglas leads with 4:16 to go in the third quarter. Lyman Eagles have not scored in the second half. Hopefully that's about to change. Bradshaw with the ball in the front court. Bradshaw going around the defense. Knocked again, no foul call. Fertig with the rebound, but she gets it off to Seeds. Seeds looking to go ahead to Igo. Igo looking to run the court. It's 2-on-1. Spring Yagi defending, and they call a foul. They call a foul on Spring Yagi. Spring Yagi probably in position to take a charge. She went up for the block instead, and probably got some arm contact in there. Igo at the line with 4 minutes exactly on the clock. Once again, Lyman has not scored in the second half. Douglas has only put up 4 points, but almost feels like any more in this game will quickly devolve into something Lyman Eagle faithful don't want to see. Second free throw up and good, so it's 39-24, 15-point game. Sound the alarms. It's danger time for the Lyman Eagles. Mandier picks up her dribble in the backcourt, gets it in the front court to Spring Yagi. Yagi put the ball on her hip, and Hayden Rhodes took it away from her. Hayden Rhodes into the front court with 3:40 to go. The Lyman Eagles looking very hesitant here in the third quarter, to say the least. 39-24. Douglas looking like the far better team in this matchup, as they have been all season the best team in the 3A classification. Fertig catches the ball on the low block, goes up. She is fouled. Fertig to the line for 2 shots. It's almost at the point for Lyman where I know McKinley's not necessarily this type of person, but if I'm McKinley Bradshaw, I'm taking the ball every single inbound, and I'm not giving it up. I know that's a terrible thing to say as a basketball mind, but it seems like every time she gives it up, something bad comes of it. And I'm not saying Bradshaw's playing a phenomenal game. Bradshaw is 4 of 17 shooting, but you almost feel like the other girls on the court are hesitating and resistant to score because they think they can't play. If the girls can't think they play or they hesitate, they're lost. They're dead on the court. That's what they say. And as I say that, 2 missed free throws for Douglas. Bradshaw at the rebound. Bradshaw takes it into the front court, being doubled. Goes right through the double team. Goes into lane, is blocked by Fertig. Fertig comes up with another block. And it's just that kind of night for the Lyman Eagles as Igo takes it into the front court for Douglas. 3:05 on the clock here in quarter number 3. Igo on the outside. Townsend now to Rhodes in the corner. Rhodes up top. Open 3 is front rimmed. No good on that attempt from Allison Olsen. Allison Olsen checked out early in that first half with 3 fouls. Bradshaw gives it to the corner. Wide open Spring Yagi. She did not shoot. That's what I'm talking about. If you're McKinley Bradshaw, you have to be sighing. You have to be putting your hands on your hips at that point. You gave Spring Yagi an open 3, and she did not shoot the ball. That's just hesitancy. There's a lot of Eagle fans shouting behind me, does anybody want to play? And that's kind of what it feels like. If you're not going to shoot the ball, you don't belong on the court. McKinley Bradshaw, the only player on Lyman willing to shoot the ball right now. Bradshaw catches the inbound pass, being defended by Camden Townsend. Bradshaw goes to Yagi, and right through the hands of Yagi, out of bounds. Lyman Eagles have not scored in the third quarter, and this looked like it with the play on the court. As it's 39-24, Jason Hansen just walking up and down his bench, trying to do something, anything, to get his team involved and interested. Maybe this will get the Lyman energy up, as a traveling violation or a palming violation called in the backcourt. We'll give it to Lyman. In the front court, inbounding on the sideline is Mandy Ayer. Ayer throws it in to Bradshaw. 2:19 on the clock. Believe it or not, Lyman has not scored in the third quarter, but they only trail by 15. Olivia Smith at the free throw line, turnaround jumper, it's good. So just as I said that on the last possession, that nobody wants to shoot it, Smith comes in and says, I'll shoot it, and she makes it. Good things happen when you shoot the ball. On the outside, it's blocked. Douglas ran the floor, threw it to the low block, and coming in from the block was the Lyman Eagles. Douglas up by 13. Inbounding on the baseline, it's a charge. An offensive foul away from the ball there as Douglas player ran into a Lyman player and pushed him out of the way. That is a foul against number 30, Jocelyn Igo, and that is Igo's third, so she will check out. A big foul there. Lyman Eagles have a chance to get it back to 10 points. The deficit if they can make a 3. They don't need a 3 on this possession, however. Hansen in the front court. Hansen picks up the dribble, airmails it to Mandy Ayer, and she steps into the backcourt. That's just what I'm talking about for the Lyman Eagles. You cannot telestrate your passes. Lyman Eagles, Bryce Hansen was going back towards midcourt. There's only one player that she could possibly have passed the ball to, so it's easy for the defense to run up there, and then Mandy Ayer just probably has to do a better job of staying in the front court when she catches the pass. Pass through the lane, taken away by Bradshaw. Bradshaw with the steal, 1:34 to go. Bradshaw looks ahead to Olivia Smith, but Olivia Smith can't handle it. Olivia Smith, the turnover. Here comes Hayden Rhodes the other way to Townsend, and Townsend travels right in front of the Douglas bench. 1:25 here in the third quarter. It is 39-26. Douglas in front. Lyman Eagles hanging on with every last bit they've got. Mandy Ayer in the backcourt, dribbling it across. She's being doubled. She throws it off of Bradshaw's knee, and it's a jump ball. Probably saved Lyman there because the ball went off of Bradshaw's knee into the backcourt. Let's see if Bradshaw is able to do something on this possession and score when her team needs her the most. Bradshaw inbounding right in front of me, gets it to Ayer in the backcourt. As I was saying, that probably saved Lyman there because the ball went off Bradshaw's knee into the backcourt. The Douglas player is the first to touch it, so that's why it was not a backcourt. And then a jump ball as Camden Townsend ties up Mandy Ayer. Mandy Ayer having a state title game to forget. Mandy Ayer is one of the nicest girls you'll see, but certainly a game Mandy Ayer probably will look back, maybe watch some tape and say, I could have played a little bit better. On the outside, long attempt from Allison Olsen, and Allison Olsen gets the 2 to go. Cole Peden just fell down on the play, and Olsen was wide open. Hansen back to Bradshaw. She crosses the line to get into the front court. Bradshaw being fouled, and they call it. Lyman Eagle faithful rise to their feet. Sarcastic cheer there as they call a foul against Douglas. Cole Peden checks out after falling down on defense on that last play. Jason Hansen didn't like what he saw. 39.4 on the clock. Hansen inbounds to Spring Yagi in the corner. Yagi goes back to the right corner to Hansen. Hansen, open three. She's got to have it, and it's long. Rebound for Douglas. On the outside, now with Hayden Rhodes. Hayden Rhodes up top with it. Rhodes with the ball for Douglas. Over to Fertig, now to Townsend. Townsend throws it down low to Fertig. Fertig lays it up, lays it in. Olivia Smith once again tried to go for a steal. Once she missed it, she was out of the play. And it's 43-26. 3 seconds on the clock. 2. Bradshaw bringing it up at midcourt. Does she even see the clock? She does not. And that will do it for our third quarter. Mercifully, if I might say. The third quarter comes to an end here from Casper. Lyman Eagles only scored 2 points in the quarter. They trail by 17 after 3. They're going to need a miracle and a prayer to come back in this one on mylocalradio.com and KMYN Radio 99.1.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti.
Back here in Casper, Wyoming for the final quarter of action, where the Lyman Eagles trail by 17. 2 points in the third quarter scored by the Lyman Eagles. That was a 2 from Olivia Smith. Bradshaw is 4 of 18 shooting today. Without having seen every game in her career, potentially one of the worst at the worst times for Bradshaw. Bradshaw gets the inbound. Bradshaw looking to do some work on this first possession, gets over to Hansen. Hansen open 3 at the top of the key, and she gets it. That's what Lyman Eagles needed to start the quarter. It's 43-29 now as we start the the final quarter. Fertig ahead of the pack. Fertig scores a layup. The Lyman Eagles fell asleep, and Fertig ran right by him. 45-29. Mandier crosses the center line with it. Mandier looking to get it over to Spring Yagi. Yagi to the right corner. Hansen looking to go 2 for 2 in the quarter. Misses, but right into the hands of a Lyman player on the other side of the basket, and they score. Mandier for 2. Nice rebound and score for Air. Air reached in at midcourt there. Did not need to do that, and Mandier fouls the Douglas Bearcats at midcourt. So Mandier gets a basket and then immediately commits a foul at midcourt. Hayden Rhodes at midcourt. Inbounds it to Igo and back to Hayden Rhodes. Rhodes to Fertig at the top of the key. Fertig hands it back to Townsend. Back to Rhodes on the left wing. Rhodes picks up her dribble and taken away by Bryce Hansen on the sideline. Hansen throws it ahead. Spring Yagi looking to track it down. And Yagi is blocked, and no, a foul was called as Yagi led the pack. Bryce Hansen threw the ball ahead towards the opposite basket. Spring Yagi eventually tracked it down. Hayden Rhodes right there, or Townsend right there, and Townsend fouled Yagi as she picked it up and threw it up on the rim. 2 shots for Yagi. First shot, it's a jump shot for Spring Yagi at the free throw line. That is just how she shoots her free throws. Leaves her feet on every free throw. 45-32. Second free throw is up and good, so can't blame the execution. If it goes in, all counts the same. 45-33. Inbound, and Mandier commits another foul about 60 feet away from the basket. That is the 6th team foul against the Lyman Eagles. So the Lyman Eagles have now put Douglas in the bonus for the remainder of the game. 2 Mandier fouls, both in the backcourt here in the last couple possessions. Hayden Rhodes into the front court with it. Rhodes nearly taken away by Bryce Hansen. Townsend now. Townsend. And a double dribble is called. Bryce Hansen pumps her fist. Let's go, she says to the Lyman Eagles, who trail by 12. Lyman can cut it to a single-digit game with 6:35 on the clock here if they make it 3. It's a 12-point game. Bradshaw in the backcourt being defended by Townsend. Bradshaw looking to take on Townsend. She gets by her, gets into the front court, steps in, low block, misses it long. Tried to shoot it over the hands of Fertig and maybe overcompensated, as that one was no good. Rebound for Igo. Igo looking to go coast to coast. Tried to throw it inside to Seeds, but Olivia Smith took it away. Olivia Smith with the takeaway. Takes it into the front court. Bradshaw over to Hansen. Hansen for three. Gotta have it. No. Spring Yagi with the rebound. Yagi over to Air. Air is fouled, and Air goes up for 2 shots after missing the shot. But she will go to the line to make it a 10-point game. So just as I said, that third quarter could not have gone any worse. Maybe the fourth quarter could not go any worse for the Douglas Bearcats. Lyman Eagles will need a great fourth quarter to wind up winning this state championship. And the first free throw from Mandy Air is about 3 feet to the left too far. So Mandy Air misses the free throw. Her first free throw of the game. Maybe just needed one to get in the rhythm of things. See if she does better on this attempt. Air's second free throw is nothing but nylon. So maybe just throw out that first free throw. A little bit off kilter. 45-34, Douglas inbounding on the far sideline. On the far baseline, excuse me. Throwing it to midcourt. Bradshaw nearly got in front of that one and stole it. Instead, it went to Fertig. Fertig over to Igo in the front court. 6 minutes to go. Igo dribbling it near midcourt, looking to take some time off the clock. For Igo now being defended by Olivia Smith. Igo gets around Smith after a Fertig screen. Lyman now in a man-to-man. I like to see this from the Lyman Eagles. Bradshaw just kind of playing center field, and Bryce Hansen fouls away from the ball, and that might be Hansen's fourth if they do call it against her. So Bryce Hansen is in danger of fouling out. And that is Bryce Hansen's fourth foul. Bryce Hansen looks up at the scoreboard, shrugs her shoulders, and says, "What did I do? What am I doing?" A little bit too aggressive there for Hansen. She reached in, got her hand caught in the cookie jar. At the free throw line for 2 shots, or a 1-1 is Townsend. Townsend's first free throw. The front end of the 1-1 is up and good. So that's why those 2 fouls from Mandy Air, not to pick on Mandy Air, but that's why those 2 fouls were so important, because now it put Douglas in the bonus, and fouls like that send him to the free throw line. Second free throw, no good. Cassie Nelson with the rebound. So did Bradshaw. Nelson gives it off to Bradshaw. Says, "You can have the rebound." Bradshaw takes it into the front court, down by 12. Bradshaw can make it a 9-point game if she hits a 3. She has not hit one today. Step back 3 for Bradshaw. Rimmed out. That was halfway down, and it popped out. What does McKinley Bradshaw need to do to get a 3? She gets a steal. Could this be the reason? Could this be the way? Bradshaw spinning in the front court. No! That is not a charge! They called the charge against McKinley Bradshaw. That might be one of the worst calls I've seen in high school basketball. That is horrendous. You got to call it like you see it. That was in no way, shape, or form a charge. The defender was about 2 feet to the right of Bradshaw. She fell down before she even made contact. Oh, my goodness. 46-34 with 5:14 to go. We're going to take a timeout on mylocalradio.com.
Dr. Dog, the other day I was at the dog park and ran into Keegan, the Irish setter from up the road. When we smelled hello, I was surprised because he smelled like delicious roasted duck. When I asked if he'd been hunting, he said nein, he had been to see you.
Yes, Mr. Hans German Shepherd, I'm recommending Canine Superfood Advance from PetMinerals.com for all my canine patients. The powder mixes with your dog food to create a delicious duck-flavored gravy. Order your Superfood Advance from PetMinerals.com today.
(46-34), 5:14 on the clock. Trying to recover from that last call. Bradshaw spun around the defense, did not make contact with the defender, yet they called McKinley for a charge. That is a phantom charge, folks, where the officials see Bradshaw coming in the lane, thinks that she's going to commit a charge, so they call it, and then she doesn't touch her, and you're kind of looking at it like, well, oops, I kind of anticipated that one. Douglas into the front court, 5:01 on the clock. Townsend over to Rhodes. Rhodes up by 12 is Douglas, 46-34. Rhodes gives it off to Allison Olsen. Allison Olsen gets around the screen and gives it to Townsend at the top of the key. Townsend A lot of passing here from Douglas. They're just trying to take some time off the clock. Lyman Eagles are going to need to step in the passing lane and be extra risky here. Instead, driving down the lane is Allison Olsen and scoring for 2. It's 48-34. Mandy Air just getting picked on that play. Did not have the speed to keep up with Olsen. Air in the backcourt picks up the dribble, gets it off to Bradshaw in the front court, however. Bradshaw leaves her feet, tries to make a pass, and throws it out of bounds. Intended for Spring Yagi, who was in the corner when Bradshaw went out off of her feet, but Yagi cut towards the basket, trying to score, trying to cut towards the basket maybe to get a layup, and by the time Bradshaw threw it, Spring Yagi was on the move, so the ball went out of bounds. Hansen in the backcourt, a jump ball. That was a risky play from Bryce Hansen because that could have fouled her out if they called Hansen for a foul. Don't want to see that, but a jump ball gives it back to Douglas here. 4:17 to play. Douglas by 14 with 4:17 left in the fourth quarter. Throwing it up the sideline right into the hands of Bradshaw. Bradshaw with the steal. Bradshaw coming away with it. Bradshaw pulls up free throw line jumper. Got to have it. Nope. Halfway down and popped out again. Bradshaw 4 of 21 shooting. Just do not see that from McKinley Bradshaw. She has 12 points on the night. Just a tough way to end her high school basketball career if this is how it ends in a loss. Olsen being defended by Bryce Hansen. Fertig now over to Townsend. Townsend being defended by Bradshaw. Bradshaw sticks her hand in there and pokes it away and ties it up. A jump ball will give it back to the Lyman Eagles. Bradshaw defending the point guard here, so she has a size advantage there. And with 3:43 to go, it's the Lyman Eagle ball on the possession arrow. Mandy Air checking in. Reminder, stay tuned after the game. We'll have a post-game show, win or loss, featuring the Lyman Eagles and the Douglas Bearcats. We'll go over some stats and how the game was won or lost for the Lyman Eagles. McKinley Bradshaw bringing it into the front court. Bradshaw back behind the back dribble, gives it off to Spring Yagi in the corner, and man, this rim was greased up this morning or something because that ball rimmed all the way around about 2 times and then popped out. Sat up on the rim for about 3 seconds, and Spring Yagi's 3. Inbound goes right to Olivia Smith. Smith back to Hansen on the baseline. Baseline jumper, no good. Air skies for the rebound. Puts it up on the rim, was fouled, and the ball pops out. Something about that rim, man. If you put it up on the rim, sometimes you'll get a lucky bounce or a lucky roll. There's no lucky rolls for the Lyman Eagles on that rim, unfortunately, if you're a Lyman Eagle fan. Douglas up by 14 with 3:24. Looking to go back-to-back in their state title pursuit. There's a very good chance this team could win 4 in a row if they complete this win. Mandy Air at the free throw line. Air's first free throw is good. So Mandy Air makes it a 13-point game. Assume the Lyman Eagles will press after the made free throw. Hayden Rhodes standing in the backcourt all alone. Let's see if the Lyman Eagles can recognize she's back there before they try to launch it ahead and beat them down the court. Nicole Peden checks in for Olivia Smith after the made free throw. 48-36 on MyLocalRadio.com and KMYN Radio 99.1. In the backcourt, it goes to Townsend. Townsend being defended by Bryce Hansen. Townsend tries to bolt up the left sideline, stops, gives it to Rhodes up the right sideline. Rhodes being defended by Mandy Air, and Mandy Air forces her out of bounds, but a foul against Mandy Air. Mandy Air looks up at the scoreboard. The third foul against Air with 3:13 on the clock. One and one here for Hayden Rhodes. Free throw, front end is up and good. So the first free throw earns Hayden Rhodes one more at the free throw line. And a timeout for the head coach from Douglas. Join us after this on MyLocalRadio.com and KMYN Radio 99.1.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman. Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
49-36 the score. Douglas at the line for one more free throw from Hayden Rhodes. Hayden Rhodes looking to get her 7th point and go 5 of 5 from the free throw line tonight. And that is up and good. So it's half a century mark for the Douglas Bearcats, a 50-36 lead. Air has the ball in the backcourt. Not dribbling, just has the ball over her head, looking to go somewhere with it. Finally, she puts the ball on the floor, and she falls down. Turnover, and a layup for Douglas. Mandier just fell over her own feet there and fell in the backcourt. Bradshaw this time says, okay, I'll take it up. And Bradshaw will do just that. Take it across the timeline. That was probably the dagger in this game as Mandier fell down. Not being defended, she just fell down and led to a turnover and the easy layup. Bryce Hansen on the other end in the front court nails a contested 3. So Bryce Hansen trying to keep her team in it. 52-39. Rhodes Towson picks up her dribble in the backcourt and a timeout as the Douglas coach Cody Hellenbolt comes up to half court to call the timeout. Timeout? Let's see if it's a full timeout. It is a full timeout. We'll take this timeout too on mylocalradio.com and KNYN Radio 99.1.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Back here in Casper Event Center in Casper, Wyoming. Douglas will inbound in the backcourt. 2:29 to go here in the final quarter. Douglas leads by 13. Lyman Eagles 3 of 20 today from downtown. Bryce Hansen 3 of 11 from threes. Bradshaw 0 of 7. I don't know if I've seen a game this entire season where Bradshaw has shot this many threes and not made one. Certainly this many. I don't know if she's not made a 3 at all in a game this season. Bradshaw looking to poke it away. He does poke it away into the backcourt. It goes. And eventually a jump ball is called as Bryce Hansen dives on the court with, I believe that was Hayden Rhodes. Or no, that was Towson. And Towson might have hit her head on the hardwood. She comes up in obvious pain. I think she hit her head after she dove on the court. Officials are going to come together and force her out of the game. Head injuries are nothing to deal with, so the point guard, Camden Towson, she's in tears as she heads to the bench. She dove after the loose ball on the floor, and whether she hit her head on the floor or Bryce Hansen jumping on top of her pushed her head into the floor, I'm not sure, but she'll be checked out by the doctor here, provided by the WHSAA. On the sideline, and Spring Yagi, they stuck out a knee and tripped Hayden Rhodes, and that'll send Hayden Rhodes to the free throw line. Hayden Rhodes gets some encouragement from Allison Fertig. Not that she needs it. Rhodes is 6 for 6 from the free throw line. Rhodes, 5'2". Fertig, 6'5". Fertig has to almost bend down to talk to her to get into her face. And Rhodes, believe it or not, misses the free throw. So look at that. Maybe whatever Fertig said didn't work, worked the opposite. Second free throw from Rhodes is up and good, so it's Back to a 14-point game here. Lyman Eagles need to work in a hurry. Bradshaw hurrying down the court. Bradshaw gives it up to Smith at the top of the key for three. No good. Rebound goes to Bryce Hansen at the three-point line. She's going to try a three, and that is also no good. Goes into the hands of Fertig for the rebound. Douglas bringing the ball into the front court, looking to capture their second consecutive state title, their 10th in girls basketball in school history. 53-38. 1:45 on the clock. On the baseline, back up top it goes to Riley Seeds. Now it is Allison Olsen driving down the lane, and a charge is called. McKinley Bradshaw stepped up, took the charge underneath the basket. 1:36 on the clock. Lyman Eagles will probably not come back and win this one, if I'm being honest. But they can really show that they did not quit and they fought to the very end if they try their best and score a few points here in the final minute and a half. Hansen with the ball in the backcourt after Bradshaw gives it to her. In the corner it goes to Raven Heaton. Over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw at the top of the key. Bradshaw spinning. Step back three. She is fouled, and Bradshaw nearly banks it in. I see 4 players at the scorer's table. I think Jason Hansen is about to concede this game with 1:22 on the clock. He's about to take his seniors out and give them the standing ovation, the round of applause that they deserve. Bradshaw at the line for the first of 3, and she misses. Man, if that doesn't describe McKinley Bradshaw's night. 4 of 21 shooting, 0 of 7 from downtown. Now 4 of 5 from free throw. Second free throw nearly popped out, but it did roll through. That popped out. I was going to say that rim has a rope going through it or something that's preventing the ball from dropping in. And sure enough, Bryce Hansen checks out. Olivia Smith checks out. Cassidy Nelson checks out. The third and final free throw. And give her a round of applause. That is McKinley Bradshaw's last minute played of high school basketball. As she checks out for the final time in tears. Her team will lose this state title game. Raven Heaton defending Hayden Rhodes. Hayden Rhodes brings it into the front court with 1:15 on the clock. Douglas up by 12. Lyman Eagles conceding this one. Defending is Madison Harris. Now Hadley Gross. Allison Fertig, the Douglas starter, still in the game here with 1 minute exactly on the clock. Surprised Cody Hellenbolt isn't calling a timeout to get his seniors off the court, but maybe he wants to finish the game with his starters. I don't know. On the outside, Riley Seeds is fouled by Hadley Gross. So Riley Seeds will go to the free throw line. So Douglas will be back-to-back state champions in the Wyoming girls 3A basketball. The Lyman Eagles season comes to an unceremonious conclusion here in Casper. They will be second place at the 3A West girls basketball state playoffs. Nothing to be ashamed of for sure. Certainly a night that could have gone better. It might have gone better, might have had a different result had they shot the ball a little bit better. The Lyman Eagles 12 of 48 shooting in the game. 3 of 22 from downtown. Reminder to stay tuned in the next minute for our MyLocalRadio.com postgame show. And a rebound for Allison Fertig after the missed free throw. Fertig gets it out to midcourt to Rhodes. Rhodes over to Seeds. Seeds now back to Rhodes. 30 seconds on the clock. Douglas icing this one to a conclusion, up by 12, just dribbling the ball out, dribbling the clock out at midcourt. Driving down the lane is Hayden Rhodes, and Hayden Rhodes was fouled after a reach-in foul there. That will get Hope Sinnott into the book officially. Probably not the way she wanted. It is a foul against Hope Sinnott. Allison Fertig, 6'5", still in the game against the Lyman Eagles bench. So hard pressed to get a rebound for some of these girls. Younger, inexperienced, and certainly smaller. And as I say that, the seniors and the starters come out, not the seniors, but the starters come out for the Douglas Bearcats. Second free throw is up. Second free throw is good. It is 55-41. Douglas I hate to say it, but they will be back next year, possibly even stronger. Hayden Rhodes and Brittany Porter, the only two seniors on this team. On the outside, Raven Heaton attempting a three, and a foul is committed, I believe, against Douglas. Three was an air ball. Or no, it is against Lyman. Hope sent it, trying to get the rebound, pushed a Douglas player. So we'll walk it down to the other end and shoot some free throws. 55-41, Douglas will be your state champion. Reminder to stay tuned for our post-game show. The look of despair on the other side for the Lyman Eagles as they will fall short to the team that has been and probably will go down as the best team in the entire state, regardless of classification. On the outside, or the free throw goes to the outside. Hopes in it, saves it. 5 seconds on the clock. Going to the ground, and a foul is committed again. Bryn Zwetzig will go to the line after the Lyman Eagles foul her with 5.3 on the clock. It's almost, if you're a Lyman fan, just get it over with at this point. And Bryn makes the free throw. She's got one more coming. It's 56-41. Second free throw off to the left, and another rebound fought for, goes into the corner with 2 seconds to go. And they point towards Douglas's way. That's just the way it's felt all night, where every jump ball, every possible call is going in Douglas's favor. With 1.9 to go, the ball is inbounded into the corner, and that does it. The Douglas Lady Bearcats are the state champions out of the Wyoming Girls 3A classification. The Lyman Eagles season ends. McKinley Bradshaw's high school basketball career comes to a conclusion. Not on the note that she wanted it to finish. Bradshaw will come back next year in Laramie and play for the Wyoming girls basketball team, or women's basketball team, I should say. The Wyoming women's basketball team in the Mountain West Conference. 4 of 21 shooting for Bradshaw in the game. Ultimately, the demise of the Lyman Eagles as the Douglas Bearcats come out to midcourt and celebrate their state title victory. They'll go and accept their trophy at the end of the court. Meanwhile, the two boys teams will come onto the court and get ready for the final state championship of the day between the Campbell County Camels and the Kelly Walsh Trojans. We're going to take a short commercial break here. Join us after that for the MyLocalRadio.com postgame show, brought to you by MyLocalRadio.com and KMYN Radio 99.1.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Back here for the final time this season, where the Lyman Lady Eagles fall to the Douglas Lady Bearcats. Douglas finishes their season near perfection. The only loss for Douglas this season came of the hands of the 4A girls basketball state champions. Those are the Thunder Basin Lady Bolts. They won earlier today. So Thunder Basin clearing away the best team in the 3A girls basketball classification. They were last year, they are this year, and they might be for the next couple years with Allison Fertig at the helm there. Allison Fertig, another huge night for her. Not necessarily as huge as it could have been. She got 25 in the semifinals. Allison Fertig winds up with 14 in this championship, but it ties with McKinley Bradshaw and Camden Townsend as the leading scorers of the game. Camden Townsend got 12 in the first half, 14 total, or 13 in the first half, 14 totals, only 1 point in the second half, but that 13 points in the first half was really what did it in for the Lyman Eagles, including 3 of 7 in the first half, 3 of 3 in the first half for Camden Townsend, and then she missed the next 4 that she attempted, didn't take any threes in the second half, and she played 28 minutes and 58 seconds. Allison Fertig nearly played the entire game. Fertig played 30 minutes and 41 seconds, and then she came out with about 35 seconds. So you credit that at the end of the game where add on those 35 seconds. There's one break that Fertig took with about 20 seconds to go or perhaps in the first half where she came out for about 20 seconds. So that just shows how good of a player Allison Fertig is. All of her shots come from in close, but still a 7 for 8 shooting game for Fertig. Good enough to get the win for the Douglas Bearcats as they shot 19 of 39 in the game. That is almost 50% shooting. Meanwhile, the Lyman Eagles shot 12 of 49. The Lyman Eagles 8 of 27 in the first half, 4 of 22. Only 4 made field goals in the second half for the Lyman Eagles. 24.5% for the game. The Douglas Bearcats shot 48.7% in the entire game. Douglas, as I said going in, and as I said coming out, the Douglas Bearcats, the best team in the entire classification. McKinley Bradshaw tried to do it all and just did not have it in the gas tank. After a huge performance this season, career high 42, I believe it was, earlier this year at Green River in the Flaming Gorge tournament. Bradshaw shoots 4 of 21. She did not make a three-pointer today. She shot 0 of 7, 6 of 7 from the line for 14 points for Bradshaw. But as I said, the player of the game has to be Allison Fertig. Another double-double for Fertig. Not that hard when you're 6'5" as a sophomore in girls basketball. Fertig 14 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 steal. McKinley Bradshaw, by the way, 7 steals. That's a stat that jumps out to me. Lyman Eagles had 11 steals in the game. Bradshaw played 28 minutes and 45 seconds. She came out with about 125 or so, I think I said, in the game. So add a minute and 25, the game was closer, but Bradshaw nearly plays the entire game herself and just did not have enough in the gas tank. It's a hard ask to say, hey, McKinley, go win us a state championship all by yourself, but that is what basically needed to happen. I said Bradshaw needed to hit 30, 35 to get a win. Well, Bradshaw got 14, and the Lyman Eagles lost by 15. If you told me Bradshaw would only score 14 points, the Lyman Eagles would only lose by 15, I would be saying you're lying to me. Not that the Lyman Eagles aren't good enough without McKinley Bradshaw, but I would say that McKinley Bradshaw is probably shooting the ball a lot if she only has 14 points. And she did. She shot the ball 21 times out of the 48 total shots while the starters were in. There's 1 shot at the end of the game from Raven Heaton that I won't count for all intents and purposes. So 28 shots for the rest of the team, 21 for McKinley. That just shows how much work McKinley had to put in today. It is a great season for the Lyman Eagles. They are state runners-up. So when you see the Lyman Eagle girls around, make sure you applaud them and congratulate them on a great season. To lose to this Douglas team is no loss, and I say that with the utmost respect. Losing to Douglas is more of an honor than you would expect, and I mean that in the most polite way possible to the Lyman Eagles. That the only team that could beat them in the state playoffs and the regionals after winning the 3A West regionals last weekend is Douglas. It took this caliber of a team to beat McKinley Bradshaw, the Lyman Eagles, and Jason Hansen. Well, folks, once again, I said it at the beginning of my broadcast, I'm just going to say it again. To end my broadcast as well. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, my name is Sean Bennett. Thank you, whether you're in Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, Oklahoma, New Jersey, or across the pond. We have some global listeners listening to our broadcast that have reached out in the past. If you enjoyed my broadcast this season, please reach out to us on our My Local Radio Facebook page and let us know that you appreciated the broadcast. If you don't have a Facebook page, maybe you don't want to do that, send us an email. Send us an email to Cook Brothers Broadcasting out of Evanston, Wyoming, and let us know how important these broadcasts are so we can continue them for many seasons to come. It was such an honor. It was such a pleasure. It was such a great time to call Lyman Eagle basketball for you this season, as well as Mountain View basketball when I was doing them. It's really going to be hard to say goodbye to Lyman and Mountain View basketball, but there is light on the horizon. About 8-10 months, we'll start it up again, and we'll play some more high school basketball in Wyoming. That's going to do it for our coverage. Once again, my name is Sean Bennett. For the final time, say it with me, signing off on KNYN Radio 99.1 and MyLocalRadio.com. Douglas is your 3A girls basketball state champions over the Lyman Eagles, 56-41.